Did you miss any of the action from the Overwatch League on Saturday? Don't worry, we've got you covered. The Gamehouse Overwatch League recap is coming your way. We start the last day of Week 2 with the 3-0 London Spitfire and the 2-1 Los Angeles Valiant. On Dorado, the LA Valiant came out strong with good team fights and ultimate usage, but the combo of Prophet and Birdring were too powerful even for the best in the West. The Valiant were unable to push into the second point, and the Spitfire made easy work of it with a huge Genji ultimate from Prophet. London took the map 2-1. On Horizon Lunar Colony, LA took the first point by storm with a unique Moira and Zarya combo. They quickly took the first tick of the second point, but were stifled by Rascal's Junkrat and Fury's top-tier diva play. They eventually were able to make it, but it was tough. London took the offense with a triple DPS composition, but Agility's Genji had other ideas. It's the last point that matters most, and the Spitfire were able to capture point B in overtime. The map was all tied up, and Rascal made some big plays by taking out both of LA's supports with a Riptire and captured the point. London were able to hold on in overtime and took the map 3-2. At Oasis, the Valiant started off strong as both Agilities and Soon showed up to play. They were able to cap and hold the Garden, taking map 1. Heading into the University, Unka's Moira started off strong and earned LA a percentage lead, but London fought back and claimed the point as the Valiant overextended. But, with some great hooks and zoning, LA struck back and won the map 2-0. On Eichenwald, Soon opened up on Tracer and the Valiant fairly easily captured point A. Heading up the winding streets, they breached the gate and Fate's Orisa helped them grab the final point. With London on the attack, Birdring had a tough time taking down Silk Thread's Pharah, even with multiple resurrections heading his way. Capturing the point in overtime, they easily got to the bridge, but are pushed back again by Fate and Envy. This secured the map for the LA Valiant 3-1. We got to see a map 5 at Lijiang Tower. After a chaotic back and forth mess of an opening, the Valiant began to switch heroes. Unfortunately, it was too late for LA, and London went up 1-0. On the Shrine, Birdring had an incredible opening on Widowmaker. He stopped Agilities as his masterclass in spawn camping started to fuel nightmares. LA finally got a cap in overtime, but the Spitfire came back and claimed the map 2-0, stopping the reverse sweep and winning the match 3-2. In the middle match of Saturday, we had the LA Gladiators and the New York Excelsior. Coming out boldly on Dorado, we saw Pine on his first non-control map. He put on a real show as Widowmaker and took the pressure off his teammates with his amazing plays. With LA unable to push the first checkpoint, Excelsior only had to get the first point and did, going up 1-0. With a stronger showing from the Gladiators, New York was barely able to hold on after some clutch moments in overtime. Unfortunately, Los Angeles were a fraction of a tick away from tying the series, and New York went up 2-0 in the series. In the city center of Oasis, we saw a familiar sight as New York started strong and almost claimed the map. However, they were first pushed to their limits as the Gladiators also nearly finished the map, eventually falling to the New York team. The Garden told a similar story with both teams getting to 99%. Unfortunately, Libero's Pharah was just that much stronger and New York won the map 2-0. Unfortunately for the Gladiators, Eichenwald was more of the same. They showed the dominance of New York and they made short work of the Gladiators, finishing 4-0 in the series. In our last match of Week 2, we had the Boston Uprising and the San Francisco Shock, both sporting a record of 1-2. In a flurry of punches from both sides on Dorado, Boston made a couple of good pushes to keep them moving forward with the payload. Unfortunately, they weren't quite able to close out the last point. The Shock took the challenge and both teams brawled it out until San Francisco cleared the way to get the payload into the end zone. Boston had a slow start at point A on Horizon Lunar Colony. However, once they got their footing, they did a speed run of point B to finish out the map. As the Shock took to the attack, they tried out a 4-tank strategy. Nothing seemed to be working for the Shock though, not even Baby Bay's Widowmaker could capture them the first point, tying up the series 1-1. As they took to the city center of Oasis, Baby Bay continued to have a bad day as his rockets just didn't give the Shock the damage they needed. However, Nevix and Dante stepped up to the plate and helped San Francisco take the first point. The Shock used this momentum on University, and Baby Bay's redemption performance dismantled Boston, taking the map for the Shock 2-0. San Francisco's carries showed up on Eichenwald as well. However, Boston seemed to be tighter than a boa constrictor as Striker's Tracer ran circles around the Shock, tying up the series 2-2. At Lijiang Tower, the only proper way to close out a close series is with a close map. Both teams were pushed to their limits, but in the end, the San Francisco Shock were able to pull it out, taking the series 3-2.
Time here, and you can see Neko wants to get back in, but he's going to get taken down. The wing burns. San Francisco Shock, you better believe they've done it.
Saturday proved to be an exciting night, and we hope the hype will carry into Week 3. Thank you for tuning in to the Gamehouse Overwatch League recap. Be sure to keep an eye out for our Week 3 preview. You can find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter. Those links are listed below. Hit that subscribe button, and from our house to yours, keep it here at the Gamehouse for all your sports and esports needs.